Hello, this is just a quick overview of Bethel. This is a new 6-star water Aurorian that we're getting in the upcoming event. I don't remember what the event is called, but she was just unveiled today, and this is the first time we're getting a summoner kind of role in the game. And I'm pretty excited because I like that archetype. Uh, that's my favorite archetype in Arknights. It's interesting that they made her. It's she the summoner esque abilities fall under the detonator class. I'm curious if that will be like the route they go on for further summoners. They'll just mainly be detonators, but they could be snipers too. They could be healers. They could be they could almost be anything. It could almost be copy and paste like for other classes. Because what's interesting about her ability, like how she uses summons or how summons are done in this game, as of the first iteration of them, is that they're basically columns that just do damage, right? So I guess let's read her equipment skill because that's where the summoning mechanic comes from. So it says, well, the equipment skill is called Frankel's Rage. That's the name of the summon, Frankel. So summons Frankel to the tile selected by your active skill. Each time a unit uses an active skill, Frankel unleashes a roar, dealing 105% damage to enemies within one surrounding cluster. If only one enemy is within the range, unleashes Sundering Claw, increasing damage by 50%. Frankel also unleashes a roar when disappearing. Now, you can only have two Frankels on the battlefield, and Frankel disappears after being touched by the enemy. This is very interesting because the whole the whole mechanic of the summon is right here. It's also linked to her active skill. So let's take a step back, right? Because how do you summon Frankel? Well, you have to use your active skill. Now your active skill is just like any other detonator, just deals damage. There's nothing special. It's not like teleportation or converting in it. Just deal damage. Um, but I guess what's important here, because I haven't done chapter 9 or 10, but in those chapters, apparently there's tiles where you can't select, right? That's why in the active skill, they specifically say traversable tile. So it's not the tile isn't broken or locked, I think. Um, I'm pretty sure if it's if there's a trap on the tile, you can still summon it, but probably not. Probably not. Um, and yeah, so that's how you summon it. Your active skill, you're able to. It's global. You're able to select any tile that's traversable, and from there you spawn a Frankel. Now the Frankel, no, that's kind of like the extent of your that's the extent of the movement the Frankel can do. Like you can only place it. You can't move it. Um, or I wonder if you can retreat it, because the only way, well, apparently, the only way it disappears is after being touched by the entity. Doesn't I don't believe there is a duration for them, right? So you use an active skill and then they summon. Presumably they only take one tile, and um anytime an active skill is used, they just pulse damage. Um, what's interesting about this is that that kind of synergizes with Aurorians that have a low cooldown, right? And I guess that's kind of what you want to build towards. Maybe anything from Peppy has a zero, I believe, zero cooldown. Other Aurorians, I don't think there are many Aurorians that have a one cooldown. I know there's 2 and 3 are pretty standard. 4 and 5, it just I don't think you want to use Bethel with them. Because I think the majority of her damage is you placing the Frankel strategically and then pulsing as much damage. Um, what's what will be interesting to see in the gameplay is that if the Frankels aggro the enemies, because the only way they disappear, well, the only way, I guess, through the rounds that they would disappear, if you can't recall them, if they're being touched by the enemy. Now, touch is a weird way to say that just damage. Like if they're, like for example, if if there's an AOE, would they be gone? That's probably not, right? Hmm. But yeah, that's a pretty weird way of saying it. They disappear after being touched by the enemy. So maybe you can have them. You can use them also as a to to strategically position the enemy if they can be aggro, so they can be driven towards the Frankel. So you can then maybe better align your combos. Um, what else is there to say about the summons? They're pretty cool. This is I for the first iteration and for being a detonator class, there's a lot of possibility with just triggering them, with low cooldown operators, and triggering it and being able to summon another Frankel um after Aurora time. That's pretty awesome because you know you mostly get Aurora time, either RNG or at the beginning if you have preemptives and you just get a good stage RNG tile run, then you can get two right away, right? Um, I guess, is there more to say about this class? It's pretty awesome. Her attack is pretty normal for a detonator. Her health, I don't know if that's pretty good or a lot of health, because are the equipments, are the Frankos gonna have health themselves, right? Just after being touched, that makes it sound like they're just really they have no stats to them. Like they're just gonna pulse. Um, they're just times percentage the summoner's attack. Now for Arknights, that kind of doesn't work like that. The attack of the summons just get raised as the operator's level increases, but not like a 1-to-1. Um, what else is there to say about her? Well, let's see. I guess I didn't talk about her chain combo, but her chain combo is not a standard 2 for detonators. It's a 4. Now that is pretty. That's just pretty disappointing, kind of, because her chain combo, right? It says here that if Frankel is in range, then the summon teleports to the tile next to the nearest enemy and attacks, right? So that's a bit tricky, right? Because let's say you have a pack and then you do a chain combo to which like it won't be placed in the best spot, I guess, because you would ideally want to place it so it's one cluster range can hit all the enemies. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe the AI is a bit wonky in this game. I wish there was a little more control there. Having a 4, you almost might want to make her your captain, right? Because you always want to trigger that effect, like whenever possible. 4 chain combo is not that hard to get. 2 would have been really awesome. 9 and 12 are just bonus, really, because I think the main loop of her is that you want to summon um summon your Frankles and then just pile that on to all the mobs. Um, I guess that would be pretty annoying if you summon a Frankel somewhere strategic, right? But then you kind of do a chain combo, so then that Frankel moves away. I guess you have to plan for that, and maybe you wouldn't not make her your captain. While thinking about this, and that's what I like about summoners. They kind of force you to think outside the box, kind of. Um, definitely want to try to see if we can solo some stages. I might just take Bethel and 2 converters through chapter 9 and 10. That'll be pretty fun. So I might have not talked about this very well, but her her like niche as a summoner feels like it's not a niche at all because I feel like she could be very powerful. Sometimes you think, well, summoners are kind of a supporter. Well, that's how I thought of it for Arknights. It's the only other gacha I play, but they're really strong. Like summoners can duo or trio a lot of the stages. Um, and this is how I want it to be with Bertel. I want it to be like you get rewarded for your effort. Um, but in this game, you really do need a team. Like you need converters. I guess you don't exactly need them, but it just makes the game more fun because you can activate chain combos. You can take more. It's just more fun. It's just more fun. It's not like if I in Arknights had a summoner and just didn't use their um yeah, I don't know how to compare it to Arknights, but it's more fun when you have tile converters. What else is there to say about Bethel, right? Because her CD is pretty cool. It's low. It's preemptive. Now, this is something that kind of annoys me. It says, the following stats only apply to fully upgraded Aurorians at max affinity. Some breakthroughs lowered the cooldown. Um, and some and like the so that preemptive could be after breakthrough 3, and then maybe it is a CD of 2, and excuse me, then the sixth breakthrough takes it to a cooldown of 1. That would be so annoying, right? That would be because you get hyped over something which is gonna cost you a lot more to actually have, right? I am not spending. I'm not a whale. I am not gonna spend money, but it kind of sucks that what you're looking at is not what you're gonna get. Which they could really make it easy and tell us what are the breakthroughs, right? What are we looking at that comes from being a fully upgraded Aurorian at max affinity? Um, is there anything is there anything wrong about her design? I don't really think there is, and I don't know how she plays. So okay, let's back it up, right? What synergy does she have with other water Aurorians? Um, well, you have converters that allow her to do more, that allow her to just get more chain combos, right? Um, I feel like there's no unique water Aurorians that would like that would enable her to be more um efficient at her like active skill and equipment skill. And if we look at other elements, right, the ones that come to mind, like are just low cooldown active skill Aurorians that could, trigger her equipment skill, right? Is that her equipment skill? Yeah, when each time a unit uses an active skill, they just deal 100 damage, 105 damage. So you have like Peppy, Zero, I think um Pasolo is like one. There are other like one or two cooldowns that could make that really fun. Um, but there's nothing really like if you have, I think like Hydrad, like where you get to do your chain combo again. Um, that would be cool because you don't not only do you get Bethel's chain combo one more time, but you get the Frankel's combo one more time, right? And if the and like say in that second wave there's only one enemy, well then you get another 50% of damage. Um, and I guess, hmm, I think is there anything else, right? I don't. This is one of the problems that I have with this game. It's sometimes the equipment skills of other Aurorians. Like for this is the first time an equipment skill I've seen that has been interesting, right? Because previously we've gotten just attack ops and defense ops. And well, and sometimes I feel like that's most of what they've been able to come up with for equipment skills, but this one's really interesting. And I think their other 6 star is really interesting, has really interesting equipment skills. So I feel like they're getting more um, I mean, I feel like just having more fun with this now. Well, so from now on, I wonder if they're gonna focus more on synergy, right? Because having that, um, having like the summons do damage each time a unit uses an active skill, that's fucking awesome. Like that really makes a difference. For synergy for like low cooldown Aurorians or yeah, like that you can like see how you can think about how what other units you can bring, right? Sometimes sometimes that wasn't like really the case. Like for example, the past event with the snipers, that was really just like, well, is she a really good sniper to replace the previous sniper we have? Like there wasn't any thought of like, well, how does she work with other Aurorians? Well, at least for me, she was just a kind of like a good sniper with a unique active skill, and her equipment was a damage up. So that was it. Is there anything I would like to see for summoners? Actually, I would like to. Well, I don't know because we haven't been able to test her. We'll be able to test her tomorrow. But I would like to see, what control you can have over the summons. And what I mean by that is, right, we can like speculate. We can think of like all strategically used to like so and so, but the tiles, the board is RNG, and and the enemies move closer to you or the Franco. We don't know yet, so we don't know how all of it is really gonna play out, how it's gonna feel, right? Well, once you're doing stages, is it gonna feel kind of clunky, or is it gonna feel like like it flows really well with the how the game is designed to play it, right? To be played. Um, is there is there anything you want to see with this? Like, I actually I want to see support for this for kind of like this summoner pseudo role. And what I mean by that is maybe there can be more buffs or more water Aurorians with a low cooldown. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I really want to see how this plays. I'm definitely gonna roll for her. I'm gonna cry when I see what her breakthroughs how her breakthroughs affect her skills, or what the breakthroughs are affecting. Um, but I really want to get at least another copy of her. But damn, I only have like 10 rolls. Anyway, anyway, I really want to know what you guys think. Thanks for listening to me ramble. It's just this pretty awesome. Looking forward to this unit. I'll catch you guys later.